Good morning, everybody. I go by the name Prince Saeed, and I'm your host again for today on Ask Me How. All protocols highly observed with all due respect. And I want to say thank you very much to all of my subscribers. Well, we're growing every day and we keep growing. And I really want to say I appreciate your attention and everything that you have been doing, okay, to help my channel. Today, we are obviously going to be talking about how to get the Brazilian visa, okay? Talking about the Brazilian student visa. So I'm going to share my own particular story with you on how I got my exchange program done here in Brazil, because I came through an exchange program. So with a full detailed information, that is all that I am going to be giving you today. And I need you to please follow the steps, and you can do the same as well. Okay, now if your intention is coming to Brazil to come study, okay, then this is how you get it done. So the first thing you want to get to know is you see, in 2006, well, prior to my coming to Brazil, okay, prior to my trip to Brazil, I have received this pamphlet, okay? I have received this pamphlet that was back in 2005, okay? That was a year before. That's it right there. You see, application opens on the 2nd May to the 1st of July of 2005, okay? Which actually talks about the program, okay, that was gonna happen, okay, in the following year, which was 2006, as seen right here in this image, this part here. Okay, I am doing this so that you can see that it is official and it is not gibberish or a mumbo jumbo information that I'm about to pass on to you guys. So this was the real Brazilian undergraduate program for foreign students that brought me to Brazil, and it's called PEC-J. Okay, that's PEC G. Okay, we call it PEC J in Portuguese. So don't forget that if you ever think of coming to Brazil as an exchange student, first you have to avoid scam. Do not let people scam you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you go to the embassy. First, think about the country you want to go. You chose Brazil. Now go to the Brazilian embassy. Go to the Brazilian Consulate General and ask for information. The embassy will never scam you because they are there to help you, right? So now, when you talk to them, they're going to give you every detailed information that you require. You understand? And then you can start following the steps till you are done, and then you're ready to come. So I'm going to be reading this out to you guys. So Nigerian candidates to the program must hold a Nigerian secondary school completion certificate or an equivalent foreign certificate duly recognized by the Nigerian educational authorities that qualifies them to a chosen course in a Brazilian university. In addition, the candidate must comply with the following. Now, this is where things get a little bit hectic because it's a really vast information, okay, but I want to make sure that I just go ahead and do this, and so I don't have to take too much of your time, because I want to make sure that my video becomes shorter and shorter for people to be able to watch them. Now the first one says to be at least 18 years old and 25 years old at most. That is for Brazil, okay, exchange program, because I came at age 21, okay. To not be a permanent resident in Brazil, you should never already be living in Brazil, okay? If you are already living in Brazil, then you cannot, okay? I mean, that's a permanent resident, okay? You could even come as a visitor, but that's not a problem, okay? In as much as you do not have the permanent citizenship, okay? I mean, the permanent residency, actually, not the citizenship, sorry, because you get the permanent residency and then afterwards you come up with the citizen. You put in for the citizenship, and then that's how you do it. So C, to have completed secondary school education in Nigeria. So when you conclude your education in Nigeria, then you can put in for this to prove a secure source of sponsorship. Minimum required is $300 per month, plus a provisional fund for the initial settling in period, about $1,500. Okay, you have to have all of that. Not to have missed the previous offer of vacancy under PEP G, unless under unavoidable circumstances. So you should never have put in for this program before. So it is a one go thing. You understand? A one chance, one go, one chance in a lifetime. You understand? So it was just crazy how I got through. I was able to, scale through all of these, and I passed every information that every requirement that they requested for. F, not to have been dismissed previously from the program, because people get dismissed. People, they come over here and then they start doing some gibberish things. You cannot come over here and start stealing or scamming people or doing something stupid. Okay, you're gonna get disqualified and dismissed, and you go back to your country. So to prove the means of finance a trip to and from Brazil. Okay, so you have to have your ticket. Okay, that is coming and going back. That's a round trip. But the second ticket has to be an open ticket, which means that it has the validity of 1 year, because the program lasts for only 1 year, which means when you come to Brazil, immediately you get here, you have to validate your visa. The federal police, it's just at the airport. Okay, once you come into the country, you have 30 days to do that. And when you do that, then you can start studying, and then the program, it will last for just it's just 8 months, and then there is a test on the 9th month, and then you have 2 extra months. Okay, that is months 10, 11. No, you have the test on the 9th month, and then you have 3 more months. Okay, for you to just stick around and wait till your result comes out, and then in December you get your result, and then you know who is going to stay and who has to go back to their country. But necessarily you don't have to go back, because if you do not pass, okay, you can just enroll into another school, because if you pass this, then you didn't have to pay for university. The Brazilian government will pay for you. You understand? Then you study for free. Okay. So the only time you just pay some money is this part here, where you have to sponsor yourself. And then if you pass the Portuguese test and all that, because you're going to have a Portuguese class first, and if you pass it, then you can study for free, okay, in Brazil. Now the rest, your parents are the ones to just sponsor you, give you money until you finish your course, and then that's how it's done. Okay, so the next part, it says the candidates must as well present to the embassy the following document, original and copy, duly authenticated. Okay, so coming from the first one, valid international passport and 1 passport photograph, a birthday certificate of declaration of age, birth certificate of the parent or identity card of the parent, medical certificate of physical and mental fitness. We have also here a secondary school leaving certificate or testimonial. Now we have also transcripts of the last 3 years of secondary school, SS1, SS to SS3, okay? Because in Nigeria, we have the junior secondary school, which is JSS1, JSS2, and JSS3. And then we have the SSS. The SSS means senior secondary school, okay? So for part 1, 2, and 3. And then after you're done with the 3rd one in Nigeria, then you head up straight to university. So that's how it works here. So this is exclusively for Nigerians, okay? And I mean, they might have the same. They have the same program actually for all the countries in Africa, in any other countries. So they actually just change basic informations, to fit into to your country's system. Okay, so that's all what they did. All right. I couldn't get. There was a friend of mine that actually joined us from. He came from Spain. You understand? And her name is Najara. You understand? So she's from Spain, and her name is Najla. She speaks Spanish, and she came for the same program. We were in the same class. There was an American as well in the classroom with us. You understand? Which his name is Thompson. You know, and so it was just the same thing. They just changed a few detailed information, like this one here. You know, so they use the American school classes, and that's just it. Okay, so average result in the relevant subject must not be less than 60%. Wow, you see, that's a lot of things. So you have the WAEC. For those of you that don't know what WAEC is, that's the West African Examination Council. Okay, then GCE. Okay, NECO, GCE. I don't have this GCE, so I do not know anything about it. I didn't have this NECO, so you have just you just have these three options. So I used WAEC, okay, the West African Examination Council certificate or statement of results. Okay, so I used WAEC. That was what I used in my own case. So if you have the NECO or if you have the GCE, okay, then you can use any either of them, just one of them. That's all you need. Okay, so like I said, I never did GCE. I don't even know what it means. This GCE, probably the Government Council Examination or National Examination Council, whatever. I don't know. So if you know and you're Nigerian and you're watching, please, you can help me out with that. I really forgot GCE because it's been 17 years since I've been out of Brazil, out of Nigeria. So I really cannot remember any of that. But for WAEC, which is what I use, and I still use it today, because if I get myself enrolled in any school, I have to translate, you know, all of my results from English to Portuguese, in which it has all been validated, and then I use them day in, day out here. So it really helps me a lot. And also declaration of financial responsibility. The obligation may be by a person or an institution, whereby it takes responsibility for the maintenance of the candidate in Brazil. Sworn affidavit of support. Bank statement of account of at least 6 months and a few forwarding letter from the bank. And finally, okay, declaration of compliance with the general condition of PEC J. That's 2006. This part here is not complicated. This is just a written letter, but you're not going to write it in. It's not going to be a written letter with, with a pen, but typed. You have to type it, write your name, type it, and then put a part where you have to sign, okay? And then you also have to take it to a notary office to authenticate. That is to genuinely declare that you are making the promise that you will comply with the rules and regulation, and that you will not jeopardize the opportunity that they are giving you, which is very, very important. You understand? Yeah, I can see you. Sometimes you might even get a little bit skeptical about this whole information, but it is nothing. I'm telling you, it is nothing. Once you have all of these, you are good to go. Okay. So now, if you're above the age requirement, no, it's not the end of the day. You cannot come for the exchange program. There are other exchange programs which I do not know of, that probably might require older age or whatever. But if you cannot find any other program of such that actually would take your age, then you could come into Brazil as a student, normal student. You understand? Just get yourself enrolled in any school, and that will be fine. And you'll be good to go, in as much as you have all the financial support for yourself. So observation here. In the observation section, which is the other part, okay, you see, the document I'm sharing with you is this, okay? I had scanned it, okay, prior to showing it to you live right now. This is not live, sorry, it's being recorded. So I had scanned it, actually, so you can see it right here, you see. I had scanned it already, so, and that's what I am sharing with you, okay? So, on the other side of the page, it says PEC-G offers the qualified candidate direct admission to Brazilian universities with free tuition in their chosen field of studies. If the candidate is already a university student, evidence of such must be presented in addition to the documentation requested in item 5, 6, and 7. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think V, Roman figure is 5. Yeah, and above. Okay, so lectures are given in Portuguese. Yeah, they will not be teaching you in English. So the language here in Brazil is Portuguese. People only learn English because they love to travel a lot, just for the pleasure of it. And sometimes they go out there just to buy some things, and that's it. Okay, so lectures are given in Portuguese language. Therefore, all chosen candidates will attend a Portuguese language course in Brazil before beginning the graduate course. The actual admission of candidates into the Brazilian university is subjected to their good performance in the language course. So if you pass, you are admitted directly into the university, and if you do not pass, then you are inclined to go back to your country. So the list of courses for the 2006 school year will be available at the embassy. So application opens on 2nd May to 1st July 2005. Okay, and I did it. So important notice, all student documents should be authenticated at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja Consular Department and at the Ministry of Education in Abuja. Yes, I did all of these, and you will be given a receipt. Okay, you'll be given a receipt. I think when I did mine back then, we paid 1,300 naira. Okay, that's it. That's 1,300 naira. Okay, that's very, very cheap. It's really, really cheap. Okay, so that's how it goes. So for further information, contact the educational section of the embassy from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. daily at 257 Kofo Abayomi Street, Victoria Highland, Lagos. And then that's the telephone. I don't know if they still have this telephone. In case you are Nigerian, you can still just use the opportunity right now and copy this telephone number. But you can also still go to the embassy address, okay, and ask for more information in case you are willing to come to Brazil, or you have a cousin or a brother that you are willing to help. Okay, don't be afraid. The address is still the same thing now. I do not know of the telephone because it's been 17 years since I left Nigeria. Okay, so that's the first part. Actually, we are just going to be that I just want to show you now. Imagine you get to pass all the you get to have all the requirements, okay, that they requested for. Now, what is next? What is next is you will get a letter like this. This was the letter that I got. Brazilian Consulate General. Okay, you can see the address continues. That's the email in case you need it. That's the email. It says consbras@intracom.net.ng. Okay, that's Nigeria. Okay, that's their email, official email. So I'm showing you. This is not a document that I cannot show you. So this used to be my address in Nigeria. Okay, but I do not live there anymore. That is why I feel free enough to show this address. Okay, and that's my complete name right there. You see, Mr. Said Olamilekan Adeyemi. Adeyemi, means the crown belongs to me. Okay, that's my son name. All right, so, and like I told you, I'm from Lagos State, Nigeria. So right here, this was the letter that I received. Okay, and you can also read along with me. Okay. Dear Mr. Adeyemi, with reference of your application in this selection process for students under the Brazil-Nigeria Undergraduate Agreement Program, PEP-G, okay, 2006. I am glad to inform you that you have been offered a vacancy to study Ciência Social, which is the social science, at the University of Brasilia, UNB. Okay, we call it UNB, Universidade de Brasília, Distrito Federal, okay, in the Federal District Territory in Brazil. Second, the Portuguese course for foreigners would be at the same university to begin on the 10th of March 2006. At the end of the course, you would write the CELPE-BRAS examination. Now, if you want to know what is CELPE-BRAS, don't forget, this is it right here. So just to share with you real quickly so you can get to understand where we're going, where we came from, and where we're going, and where we are going to stop at CELPE simplesmente Certificado de Proficiência em Língua Portuguesa para Estrangeiros, which is the certificate of proficiency in the Portuguese language for strangers, okay, or for foreigners, all right, at the UNB, which is the Universidade de Brasília, University of Brasilia. Heading back to our main screen. So right here, we have the examination in October, okay, 2006, which is the final test that you have to write. It is a written, audio test, written test, and then you have the oral test, which they will show you an image and then they tell you to talk about it. The image could be just, for example, for mine, it was a house. They just showed me a house, okay? A house, and then they told me to just talk about what I saw. And then you have to talk about it because they want to make sure that you know what you're doing, okay? It's just the same test that you have to write, you know, when you are requiring or requesting for the citizenship. And who applies the test? That's the federal police here in Brazil. I made a video about it. You can check that out also, okay? So if you pass the examination, you may proceed to the university for your course. As you are aware, if you do not pass the language course, you would have to return to Nigeria. So step 3, I would much appreciate if therefore, if you could contact the educational or cultural section of the Consulate General within the next 15 days. So you have 15 days. The moment you receive this letter, you have 15 days to get all the documents together, and here you go. So in order to conclude details of your application and acceptance of vacancy, yes, sincerely. And this was the woman, the lady that actually attended to us. She's called Mrs. Shobowale, Educational Cultural Section. Okay. And furthermore, on going to the embassy, okay, as stated in the letter, when we got there, we were then presented these documents, okay? We were then presented this list of documents that they want us to bring. And then we have to do everything in 15 days. It was crazy, you know? I mean, the first one is a valid passport, okay? At least 1 year valid or 2, right? And free passport photo, okay? You also need a school document, okay, to be legalized by the embassy. Okay, all of your school documents, that's your certificate, the original ones in English. There's a part where, because mine were all, you know, I sort of, oh my God, I can't remember the word exactly. Yeah, I can't remember the word, but what they do is they would sign behind your certificate, okay, and every other document that they require it for, okay, or that they are requesting for. Also, one affidavit of financial support, of also that one is very, very important. Medical certificate of physical and mental fitness, because you have to also be, you will be tested to know if you are good enough to go. Okay, bank statements for the last 6 months of sponsor, credit card with minimum of $1,500 and extra dollars for initial installation. If you remember, all of these were also in that pamphlet, the one we read previously just a few minutes ago. Okay, and a visa legalization fee, a visa legalization fee payment slip from the bank. That is, if you paid for the visa, and back then I paid $40. Okay, back then. Okay, visa fee is $40, and the legalization fee was $15. Well, it was really, really, really cheap, you know. So altogether, I think it was $55, right? And it was due to that. So ticket, 1 year validity. Don't forget, I told you that, okay? So all other forms will be given to you at the Consulate General, and that was all she wrote. So this was all I went through to be able to come to Brazil, because I have had a lot of people asking me how I came to Brazil. And the same thing that I'm showing you right there is this document right here. So I have the physical one, okay? So I'll let you know it's not fake, okay? And also, my letter came in this envelope. You see that? That's the envelope right there. And right here it says the Brazilian Consulate, the Brazilian Embassy, right? So you can see how old it is, okay? So this letter came inside this very envelope, okay? and I'm gonna just roll it back the way it was because I still share this, with my Brazilian friends and let them know that they can also do just about the same and putting it back in the same place where it belongs. Okay. I mean, this is something I'm gonna keep forever. I always just use this, to let people know that everything is possible. If you put it in mind that you really want, you know what you want. Okay. So once you get all of this done, and then you are good to go, guys. You are good to go. Uh, well, if this information really helps you a lot, please, guys, like, share, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel, as that will help me a lot to propel while I am starting to record more videos, as a YouTuber, because I just started this, and I have been on YouTube for over 10 years. I just have not been posting a lot of videos, and I'm willing to help a lot of people with the information that I have now, with the experience that I have in Brazil and all that. I'm willing to share all that I can with all of you. And so jump into the comment section below. If you have any question for me, you can ask me anything, and I'll be ready to also feed you with information as I must do. Thank you very much, everybody, and may the Lord continue to bless you, guide you, and protect you. Do not get scammed. If you ever want to go for any exchange program out there, you should please go to the embassy. This time, the same thing that I just said to all of you guys in English, I'm gonna just make a very fast recap of that in Portuguese right now, because I have some Brazilians that are also watching, okay, and they would love to understand everything that I just said right now, okay? Galera brasileiro, tudo bem? Todos os brasileiros que estão me assistindo nessa hora agora, muito obrigado e sejam bem-vindos. Então, o vídeo que vocês acabaram de assistir, todas as explicações que eu fiz agora, é para todas as pessoas que têm sonho em ir para fora para fazer intercâmbio lá fora. Então, essa parte é a parte de vocês, como eu acabei de falar tudo em inglês agora, vamos só resolver tudo em português rapidamente, entendeu? Então, aqui eu falo sobre como eu vim para o Brasil, né? Essa foi a carta, né, que eu recebi da Embaixada do Brasil, tá? Antes de vir para o Brasil como estudante de intercâmbio. Então, primeiramente, eu sei que muitos brasileiros têm sonho de fazer intercâmbio, por exemplo, nos Estados Unidos. Então, você tem que fazer a prova TOEFL, né? Você quer ir para a Inglaterra, você tem que fazer a prova da Cambridge, entendeu? E você quer ir para o Canadá, então, todos esses países, eles têm intercâmbio, certo? Então, vamos entender. Existe o quê? Nações Unidas. As Nações Unidas, que é o que nós chamamos de United Nations, as Nações Unidas, ele criou o G20. G20 são os 20 países mais poderosos no mundo inteiro. Então, entre esses 20 países, eles tiveram eles têm vários programas. Então, na parte da educação, tem a parte da solidariedade, quando acontece terremoto em outros países, eles vão para lá e ajudam, junto comida, água, tenda, e levam para lá para ajudar esses países. Então, também, para a parte da educação, que é o que a gente vai estar falando agora, porque a gente não vai estar explorando todos os outros programas que eles têm. Então, para você que quer fazer intercâmbio, eu vou literalmente estar fazendo um outro vídeo separadamente para os brasileiros, para que a gente não prolonga muito esse vídeo, certo? Então, eu vou estar fazendo exclusivamente para os brasileiros. Então, que fique mais fácil para vocês, ok? Porque eu vou estar mostrando praticamente os mesmos documentos, certo? Para vocês também. E é isso, pessoal. Mas a primeira dica é, quando você pensa em intercâmbio, pense primeiro no país onde você quer ir. 2, pense também na embaixada daquele país. Vá até a embaixada, pegue informações, não vá para ninguém, o fulano não vende intercâmbio, não seja a pessoa que eles vão usar para, então, te roubar, entendeu? Não seja enganada, não seja enganado, não deixe que ninguém te engane. Fulano vende intercâmbio, não existe. A não ser que você vá para uma empresa autorizada, como CVC, alguma coisa assim, entendeu? Então, depende, mas eu sempre vou dizer que é melhor você ir atrás da embaixada, porque a embaixada nunca vai te enganar, não vai te golpear, e é isso. Mas até o vídeo que a gente vai estar fazendo, eu quero dizer que muito obrigado para todos vocês. Por favor, pode compartilhar, curte esse vídeo e compartilha. E também não esquecem de inscrever no meu canal. Muito obrigado, pessoal. E tchau, tchau. Thank you very much, everybody. If you are watching, I just concluded my explanation in Portuguese real fast. And for them to understand and comprehend. But well, I am going to be creating another content that is another video for the Brazilian people exclusively, because they also love to go out there for a foreign exchange program, as a student. So most of them, they require basic information, that will actually help them. And that is it. And we're all said and done. This is the part where I say bye-bye. So we have come to the end of our program today. And I want to say thank you one more time. And may the Lord continue to bless you, protect you, and guide you. Bye-bye, everybody. And